Making our headlines this Thursday, October 2nd. Cabinet has directed the cessation of an interim directive to protect critical habitat for blue iguanas, the opening of the 4th Cayman Islands Biennial exhibition, and highlights from the 2025 Gamers Bay. Good evening and welcome to CIGtv News, the official source for the latest and most accurate government information. I'm Lavita Thompson. Following requests from affected property owners, Cabinet has directed the cessation of the National Conservation Council's 27th of February 2023 Interim Directive, which identified several parcels of land in East End as critical habitat for protecting blue iguanas. The now ceased interim directive mandated speed controls on roads and prevented domestic pets from roaming into blue iguana habitat. Premier Honorable Andre Ebanks explained the cabinet decision, saying this.
This cabinet aims to be transparent with our people about decisions we make and why we've made them. With this decision, we're sending a clear message that due process will be respected throughout government, all of its statutory authorities and departments and boards. Cabinet is responsible for ensuring due process and good governance. In this case, our responsibility was to balance, within existing constitutional obligations, the rights of our people to a fair and reasonable process while considering the protection of our blue iguanas. The decision needed to be lawful, reasonable, proportionate, and procedurally fair in line with Section 19 of the Constitution. That said, as I have suggested to the chair of the National Conservation Council, it is worth considering conservation agreements for the Collier's Wilderness Reserve and the Salina Reserve to protect this critical habitat as quickly as possible. If greater protection for the blue iguana habitat can be achieved through mutual agreements, starting with the Collier's Reserve and the Salina Reserve, that would be a positive outcome for all of our stakeholders and the people of the Cayman Islands.
The cessation applies to the landowners who requested it be lifted, as well as other private landowners and parcels owned by the National Trust and the Crown, which have been set aside to support the Blue Iguana program. However, property owners are still legally required to obtain the necessary planning approval prior to any future development taking place on the properties in question. The National Conservation Council has issued a statement saying the lifting of the interim directive will have no immediate impact on the Blue Iguana Conservation Iguana Release program in the two reserves. However, the lifting will prevent the Council from directing binding conditions of approval for applications which may adversely affect blue iguanas in the previously designated critical habitat. Blue iguanas remain a protected species under the National Conservation Act, which means the Department of Environment is able to prosecute if blue iguanas are harmed, but not able to proactively prevent their harm. The National Conservation Council does not support the lifting of the interim directive, but respects the decision of Cabinet. Despite the directive having been lifted, the Council hopes that landowners will voluntarily adopt the directive's conditions and act as responsible stewards of our natural heritage. Cabinet is expecting to receive the draft Species Conservation Plan, which the Department of Environment has indicated will be ready for consideration in early 2026. A curated exhibition featuring 76 artworks by 60 artists and collectives in all media opened today, October 2nd, as part of the National Gallery of the Cayman Islands' 4th Cayman Islands Biennial under the theme Archipelago. The biennial exhibition, which runs from today to 18th of February 2026, features works that were juried from more than 165 submissions, representing the best submissions from artists across all three islands and the diaspora. Inspired by the scattered formation and relative isolation of islands, the theme Archipelago foregrounds the interplay of the individual and the collective, just as an archipelago is simultaneously a single conglomerate and a chain of several distinct land masses.
We have three sub-themes this year, which are ecological legacies, social dynamics, and culture shift. And this show was curated by our two fantastic curators, Joseph Underwood and Davin Ebanks. So we're really getting this, I think, diasporic and international lens on the Biennial this year, which is really exciting. We have 76 artworks by 60 collectives and artists, so it should be a really thrilling show for people to engage with Caymanian art in many, many different mediums and across 6 different venues.
The exhibition will be displayed across 6 venues: the National Gallery of the Cayman Islands, the Cayman Islands National Museum, Northside's Grambella's, Bodden Town's Mission House, the Cayman Brac Heritage House, and the Little Cayman Museum. For more information about the exhibit, visit nationalgallery.org.ky or contact 945-8111 or email education@nationalgallery.org.ky. Now for today's sports news. Last weekend, on the 27th and 28th of September, the John Gray High School Gymnasium hosted Gamers Bay 9, Cayman's premier gaming convention. The 2-day event, organized by Gamers Bay co-founders Danielle Scott and Lance Jefferson, brought together esports enthusiasts, cosplay fans, and the local gaming community for a celebration of digital entertainment and Caribbean creativity. Competitive tournaments featured popular titles including Fortnite, FC25, NBA 2K25, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and iRacing, with more than $10,000 in cash and prizes awarded to winners. Both professional and amateur gamers competed, while special guests Austin John Plays, Brown Bakugo, and Kawiwi engaged with fans through meet and greets and cosplay demonstrations. The event showcased the Cayman Islands' expanding digital entertainment scene and the strong sense of community within the local gaming culture. Time now for our weather forecast. Light winds, which could become variable at times, are expected to continue across the Cayman area through the next 24 hours as the pressure gradient across the northwest Caribbean remains slack. Some localized showers are expected late this afternoon as a result. This evening, we can expect partly clear skies with a 30% chance of showers and possible thunder. Winds will be northeasterly at 5 knots or less, becoming light and variable at times. Seas will be smooth with wave heights less than 2 feet. For local weather updates, be sure to visit the Cayman Islands National Weather Service website, weather.gov.ky, and follow their Facebook page for the most reliable coverage. If you're watching us on the CIG YouTube channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay informed with the facts straight from the source. That's all for today's news brief. I'm Lavita Thompson. From all of us here at CIGtv, thanks for watching, have a wonderful evening, and see you again tomorrow.